Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio! So then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We're not done with Noah yet.
We're not?
No.
I thought he died.
He did, but there's more stuff about him and his kiddos.
Oh, okay.
I think. So we're doing...
So what are we on now?
Genesis 10 and 11.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, let's get some more Noah.
Yay, Noah.
Yay, Noah. Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are, and our supporters can go there and support us, and we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there, so it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount, so, any support is always appreciated.
So, what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Okay, so you know how Noah's dead?
Yeah.
Okay, so every time I say Noah's dead, all I can think of is in Top Gun when they were celebrating Chester's dead. Now we're Noah's dead, but it's not celebration, I guess.
That's not what I was thinking.
That is not appropriate. Okay, so we're at Genesis 10, the Descendants of the Sons of Noah, and I have to tell you, I read ahead, and it's just a bunch of names and places, and so I'm going to try to buzz through this as fast as possible to get to some funny bits, okay?
Bibling be boring?
I mean, ... Okay, ready? This is the account of the families of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. You know, the guys that dragged a blanket over their naked father because they were so fucking embarrassed that they just couldn't even?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're dumb.
The 3 sons of Noah.
And apparently they're our ancestors.
Right. Many children were born to them after the great flood. The descendants of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshesh, and Tiras. The descendants of Gomer. I just can't believe you're not going to say something like Gomer Pyle. Or Ashkenaz, like Azkaban.
I thought we were trying to get through this.
I know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll keep going. Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The descendants of Javan were Elijah, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. Their descendants became the seafaring people that spread out to various lands, each identified by its own language, clan, and national identity.
Probably smart, considering God just flooded the whole earth to be good at, seafaring stuff.
Right, like they were probably like, just in case.
Right.
The descendants of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Like, put it there, put it down. The descendants of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabtika. The descendants of Rama were Sheba and Dedan.
What?
Dedan.
That is not the name.
It is.
What is it?
Dedan. Dedan.
Okay.
Dedan.
Okay.
Dedan.
All right. Got it.
Cush was also the ancestor of Nimrod.
Nimrod. That's amazing.
Who was the first heroic warrior on Earth?
So, like, I should just go up to hunters and be like, you're such a Nimrod.
Right, like all this time we thought it was like an insult, and it's actually, look, since he was the greatest hunter in the world, his name became proverbial. People would say, this man is like Nimrod, the greatest hunter in the world.
I'm totally going to start calling people Nimrods.
Yeah, but like in a complimentary way.
Well, yes and no.
Hey, Nimrod! Yeah, you, Nimrod! He built his kingdom in the land of Babylonia with the cities of Babylon, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh. From there, he expanded his territory to Assyria, building the cities of Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calah, and Rezin, the great city located between Nineveh and Calah. Mizraim was the ancestor of the Luddites, Ananites, Lahabites. This is hard. Naphtahites, Pathrusites, Kazlahites, and the Caphtorites.
Robin Hood Mennonites?
Am I right?
What the hell?
From whom the Philistines came. I've heard of the Philistines.
Of course, the Philistines.
Yeah,
they came from all those tights.
Yeah. Canaan's oldest son was Sidon, the ancestor of the Sidonians. Of course. Canaan was also the ancestor of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites,
They were so unoriginal, they'd all end in ite.
Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. I'm really sorry.
Holy shit, tight.
The Canaanite clans eventually spread out, and the territory of Canaan extended from Sidon in the north to Gerar and Gaza in the south, and as east as far as Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim.
I knew at least 3 things in there: Gaza, Sodom, and Gomorrah. That doesn't mean shit to me. So
no,
but I know where the Gaza Strip is.
Like, and Zeboim near Lasha. Like, all I hear is like blah 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 Middle East.
Right.
I mean, is that even right?
That's okay.
That's
right.
Blah blah blah. Middle East.
Right.
These were the descendants of Ham, identified by clan, language, territory, and national identity. Okay, there's that.
Okay.
Sons were also born to Shem, but probably no daughters, right? Because who are women?
Yeah, who needs women?
Women are garbage, apparently. The older brother of Japheth. Shem was the ancestor to all the descendants of Eber. Okay. I don't know why that's funny to me. The descendants of Shem were Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The descendants of Aram were Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash, like the show.
Right.
Arphaxad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah was the father of Eber. Another Eber? Eber had 2 sons. The first was named Peleg, which means...
Peleg.
Okay, maybe Peleg. I don't know.
Either way is funny.
Which means division. For during his lifetime, the people of the world were divided into different language groups. His brother's name was Joktan. Joktan was the ancestor of Almadad, Shelef, Hazarmaveth, Jera, Hadoram, Uzal, Dikla, Obel. Oh my gosh, this is so hard.
I just gotta make a comment. Like, all of a sudden, they just suddenly had two languages. It just
more
just
than
happened.
two.
Okay,
a lot of languages.
Well,
We're approaching the Tower of Babel, and that's when there's so many languages.
I don't understand. They all came from the same freaking people.
Yeah, like 2 days ago. Only it's 2 billion years ago, apparently. I don't know. Time is nothing. Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jabab.
We've probably lost like 90% of our audience by now.
Thingamajob.
They're like, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I'm lost. And
oh, I'm lost.
I'm the one reading it.
Yeah.
All these were the descendants of Joktan. The territory they occupied extended from Mesha all the way to Sephar in the eastern mountains. These were the descendants of Shem, identified by clan, language, territory, and national identity. I think I've already said this like 1,000 times, but redundant much?
National identity. So they have nations now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went from a couple guys to cities to nations in like no time flat.
Right.
These are the clans that descended from Noah's sons, but not any daughters ever, arranged by nation according to their lines of descent. All the nations of the earth descended from these clans after the great flood.
That was like...
painful?
It was painful, and it was like, we need to make the world be filled quickly again, so let's just make it be filled quickly again.
Right? Like, there was no character development, no storyline, no plot, no nothing. I mean, and if you're going to give me, like, all of these names and places, I think the reason that I laugh and screw these up so bad and just don't care is because there's no reason to care.
Right. They give you there's nothing.
There's no context.
Right. And I don't know. It's so like pointless.
If I wrote a book this bad, it would never ever fly.
Well, and occasionally they say something that I'm curious about, like
Nimrod.
Yeah. Like when they expand on it, they're like, he was the greatest hunter and blah 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 blah, and it's like
that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like what?
There was this one time.
Obviously, there was more to that story, but
there's a hunter named Nimrod. The end.
Right. And for some reason now we think Nimrod is
bad,
a bad
or
thing,
funny,
because
or
Nimrod.
Dumb. Such a Nimrod.
Such a Nimrod.
And with Nimrod, that is the end of Genesis chapter 10.
Okay, I hope the next portion has more story and less begatting.
Me too.
Okay, well, let's find out.
Okay. Okay, so now we have reached Genesis chapter 11, the Tower of Babel. Do you know anything about the Tower of Babel?
Well, it's something. I mean, like, I like, Douglas Adams, and he talks about the Babel fish. So
I mean, it's related in that it has to do with language and babbling. But
right.
Is that like your entire soul
understanding?
It's
something about language and blah blah blah. And
oh my gosh!
Yeah, I don't know. That's about all I know.
Okay, even I know a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
well,
ready?
Let's find out about it, shall we?
Let's find out. Okay. At one time, all the people of the world spoke the same language and used the same words. As the people migrated to the east, they found a plain in the land of Babylonia and settled there. They began saying to each other, "Let's make bricks and harden them with fire." In this region, bricks were used instead of stone, and tar was used for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let's build a great city for ourselves with a tower that reaches into the sky. This will make us famous and keep us from being scattered all over the world." I mean, it did make them famous.
I guess so, yeah. Because we all know about the Tower of Babel.
Right.
Or Babylon. Or whatever
Babylonia.
it is.
Babbling Brook.
Whatever.
Okay. But the Lord came down to look at the city and the tower the people were building.
Ooh,
Look.
He came down. Huh?
He did. He came walking. "Look," he said, "the people are united and they all speak the same language. After this, nothing they set out to do will be impossible for them. Come, let's go down and confuse the people with different languages."
What? Like, every time people start getting the head, he's like, nah,
Nope.
fuck that shit.
Nope.
I'm gonna go down there and fuck this shit up.
He's mean.
Yeah.
Then they won't be able to understand each other.
What the hell?
That literally says that in the Bible.
That's so stupid.
He's so excited to fuck them up.
That is so
for no reason.
dumb.
In that way, the Lord scattered them all over the world and they stopped building the city. This is why the city was called Babel, because that is where the Lord confused the people with different languages. In this way, he scattered them all over the world.
I don't like, what is the purpose of confusing people to the point where they can't coordinate with each other? And
he on purpose wanted us to speak different languages and not be able to get shit done. On purpose. He fucked us up.
You know, I think that this is more along the lines of that the people writing the Bible were like, there's all these languages. How can we possibly make this work for the Bible if they all speak different languages? God must have done this on purpose, because...
So they're saying God fucked us up, but what they're really saying is, we're fucked up. Let's blame God.
Right.
But either way, I don't know. It's problematic.
It really is. I don't... Like, every time something good happens, he comes down to screw it up.
And why would you on purpose choose that as the story to believe? That's what I don't get.
Right. Like, and why would you... I can't help but ask the question over again, when a God screws so many... Like, I mean, he made childbirth painful.
On purpose.
On purpose. He made the land hard to, sow. And,
on purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah.
He killed the entire fucking planet.
On purpose.
On purpose. And now he doesn't want people communicating with each other. On purpose.
Yeah.
Like, that's just some bullshittery.
I mean, they say our God is a cruel God. And I'm like, he really is. Think about your choices, people.
Right. Like, I don't... Like, maybe hell's a better, fun place, you know?
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's no Babel down there.
Not that I believe in hell either, but, you know... I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose between the two, I'm not sure that I want to go hang out with God. He sounds like a
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So the next part is labeled The Descendants of Shem. Let us hope that there's not more begatting.
Right.
This is the account of Shem's family. It's not a new chapter. It's just a continuation of the chapter.
Got it.
2 years after the Great Flood. Oh my God, all that happened in just 2 fucking years.
No, wait. Wait, did we just build cities and create nations and divide people in 2 years? Oh, you know what?
No, actually, I'm mistaken. We're doing a flashback again.
Okay, I was going to say, because that can't possibly be.
No, you're right. My bad. They did this thing where they're like, all these things happened all the way through Babel. And then they're like, okay, but flashback to 2 years after the flood when Shem was a mere babe at 100 years old.
I gotta wonder what, like, an editor's notes would look like for the Bible. Like, if you were pitching it as a story.
It would be bad.
Like,
it would be bad.
Yeah, right?
There's no way this would pass.
That would be funny. It would be funny to see what an editor would say about a Bible.
I would like to see the editor's notes
right?
on that. That alone would be a good book.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years after the Great Flood, when Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Arphaxad. And I have to tell you, when I was just like looking at this out of the corner of my eye, it looked to me like it said Axelrod for a second. After the birth of Arphaxad, Shem lived another 500 motherfucking years.
Oh, so Noah wasn't the last multi-hundred-year living person.
Yeah, that was...
Some other generation?
Some guy lied, and his name was God. Shem lived another 500 years and had other sons and daughters.
Well, at least he had some daughters. Yeah.
When Arphaxad was... Oh, he was a real baby. 35 years old, he became the father of Shelah. After the birth of Shelah, Arphaxad lived another 403 years and had other sons and daughters.
Wait, we're going back to some of the same names that was in that begatting, and now they're digging into it slightly more, but not really?
But not really.
Okay.
So I
like
keep
we're
saying
just regurgitating the same bullshit.
Repetitive bullshit.
Okay.
When Shelah was 30 years old, he became the father of Eber. After the birth of Eber, Shelah lived another 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber was 34 years old, he became the father of Peleg or Peleg.
Right.
I'm going to call this person Peleg. It's
I like
just
Peleg.
funny. It's funnier.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because after the birth of Peleg, Eber lived another 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg was 30 years old, he became the father of Reu.
What?
R-E-U.
Oh, okay.
Reu. After the birth of Reu, Peleg lived another 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu was 32 years old, he became the father of Serug.
I'm just curious, like, when did the shortened lifespans happen? Like, I'm totally lost.
I don't even remember at this point. Like, we're 11 chapters into the first part of the book.
I thought he did this before he killed off all the humans.
I'm pretty sure you are correct.
Okay.
It's like do-over.
Yeah, and now they're living a long time again.
Yeah. In spite of the fact that he fucked them all up and spread them out with different languages.
Yeah.
After the birth of Serug, lived another 207 years and had other sons and daughters. When Serug was 30 years old, he became the father of Nahor. After the birth of Nahor, Serug lived another 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor was 29 years old, he became the father of Terah. After the birth of Terah, Nahor lived another 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Terah was 70 years old, he became the father of Abram, Norah, and Haram.
Haram, I wonder if...
Not Haram, Haran.
Oh, Haran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, still in the same chapter, but now we're in a bit that's subtitled The Descendants of Terah.
Okay.
Because it matters?
I guess.
Question mark. This is the account of Terah. Terah's family. Sorry, this is the account of Terah's family. Terah was the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran was the father of Lot. Ooh, I know that guy.
I've heard a lot.
Lot did something.
Sure.
But Haran died in Ur of the Chaldeans, the land of his birth, while his father Terah was still living. Like, do you even care? Like, I don't care. I don't know any of these people.
Right.
Like, I can't even remember. Wait, who's alive? Who's dying? Who's doing what now?
And it's all in such a weird order.
I know. Meanwhile, Abram and Nahor both married. That's nice.
Yeah.
The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. Milcah and her sister Iscah were daughters of Nahor's brother Haran. These all sound like they're cousins of each other.
Right.
But Sarai was unable to become pregnant and had no children.
Oh, boo.
That's sad for her. If she wanted children.
Right.
If she didn't want children, then it's yay. Because I know plenty of people today that don't want children.
But back then they seemed to like a lot.
They
like
seem
lots
to
of
want
kids.
like 500 babies.
Although I don't know that was the women's choice.
That's true. I mean, the men wanted them, but
right.
maybe the women. I don't know. I can't speak
Who
for
knows?
women back then.
We can't speak for men back then either, technically. Because
true.
none of them are alive.
You know, honestly, I can't even speak for women today because I just don't get people.
Truthfully, none of them are probably real either.
I mean, some of them might have been.
Maybe.
I don't know. One day, Terah took his son Abram, his daughter-in-law Sarai, his son Abram's wife, and his grandson Lot, his son Haran's child, and moved away from Ur of the Chaldeans. He was headed for the land of Canaan, but they stopped at Haran and lived there. Terah lived for 205 years and died while still in Haran. The end.
It does not say the end.
It doesn't, but that's the end of the chapter, and it just might as well, because it's like, and that's all we got for that chapter.
Well, we did all that begatting, and then we went on to, like, dig in deeper into the begatting, and it's like, it wasn't really, like, digging in. It was like, and this person lived to this amount of time, and they had this many kids, and they were these people, and blah, 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 blah.
I thought there was going to be more about the Tower of Babel, honestly.
I really want some stories. When did the story start, you think?
I don't know. Maybe next chapter?
Maybe next chapter. Well, stay tuned and find out. And we'll make fun of it all the way, because this shit is great.
I know. I'm excited.
Definitely. See you next time, everybody.
Bye. Husband.
Yes, wife?
Is there a way for people to contact us?
Well, sure. They can get on our Twitter account.
We have a Twitter account?
We do.
What is it?
It is sacrilegious_D.
Like D for discourse?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me put the whole thing, so I had to shorten it to _D.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
How do you spell sacrilegious? Do you know?
I don't want to. Just look it up in a dictionary or something. I don't want to do that right now.
You know why?
Sacrilegious _D. Okay?
Because you messed it up and I made you fix it. That's why.
Yeah.
What about an email?
Yeah, we got that too.
What is it?
sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to spell sacrilegious.
Right. Well, definitely get a hold of us. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And, any comments, hate mail. We love that kind of stuff.
Also, you could answer some questions that we leave throughout, or correct my pronunciations.
Yeah,
which are probably
please.
Bad, wrong, and horrible.
Because we suck sometimes.
Absolutely.
Oh, also, if you like this shit or whatnot, give us a like on your podcasting app and stuff, or even leave a comment or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Goodbye.